All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking once again about Los Angeles Rams super rookie. There's more than one, but today we're talking Braden Fiske. Fiske had a dominant performance against the Arizona Cardinals. This Rams team, NFC West champs, looks really good on the defensive side of the ball. We'll break down all the good things Fiske is doing and why the Rams are a serious threat in the NFC playoffs. But first, if you appreciate this content, give us a like, give us any comments with any feedback you might have. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, we're going to start with a pass rush situation. There's Fiske right there, number 55, line up in what we're going to call a wide three technique. Now, normally a three technique is on the outside shoulder of the guard, but because it's a passing situation, right now Fiske as a defensive tackle in this situation is getting a little more width than normal. I'm going to call that a wide three. You can see his buddy, the other half of the dynamic duo, verse over there. He's in a very wide 5 or 7 or wide 9, whatever the heck you want to call it. Basically just wide pass rush alignment right there. Here, the Rams are going to run a stunt. They're going to have Fiske work up the field vertically and then out into the tackle. When you do that as a defensive lineman, you're trying to pull the guard this way and then pick the tackle, and then you're going to Jared Verse work and loop around just like this. The whole goal is to get Verse free to get pressure on the quarterback right in Kyler Murray's face. It doesn't work out. The Cardinals actually do a pretty good job picking it up, but Fiske dominates when he shifts over to the tackle right here, and then he buries through and makes the sack. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see Fiske working up the field. You can see right there the Cardinals do a good job picking it up. But watch 55, work through the tackle, power through, make the play. Great stuff. Again, initially, the initial play right here, the Cardinals offensive line does a good job. Fiske picks the tackle. The guard picks up Verse. Right there, Kyler Murray has some time. But Fiske keeps working, keeps driving, pushes the tackle back into the quarterback, makes the play. This is what Fiske brings, right? We know Jared Verse is a great playmaker on the edge. He's had a great season. Kobe Turner's a superstar. He's unbelievable. But Fiske is kind of, I don't think he's the forgotten guy, but in terms of the biggest names, he gets left out every once in a while. But his physical nature, he's kind of the bouncer. He's kind of the bully. Kobe Turner is sort of Aaron Donald light with his speed and athleticism. And Jared Verse is just a freak of nature. Fiske, he's just the powerful brute force guy winning at the point of attack. Great play from 55. All right, from the wide copy, watch him get into the guard, pick on the tackle right there. Like I said, the Cardinals do a good job picking it up, but he just keeps moving his feet, keeps driving, makes the play. Again, it's sometimes about being a pass rusher. It's not about winning it right off the rip, right? If you win initially, you'll get a lot of sacks and pressures, obviously. But sometimes it's about driving, keeping your feet moving, working in your passing lane, and just making the play. And that's the other element about this I really like. Fiske right here, he doesn't get cute. He doesn't try and jump back outside or open up a scramble lane for Kyler Murray. He just stays in his passing lane, works through the tackle, and gets the sack. All right, sticking with the pass rush, there's Fiske right there. The Rams in this situation, they've got 3 down defensive linemen. They're really hard to see. You got Kobe Turner right there. You got Fiske right there, and one guy off the edge of your screen, edge rusher right there. Over on the right, you got Jared Verse over here on the left. Now, teams do this all the time. They have 3 down guys on one side of the offensive line and then one guy on the other side. Basically, what they're trying to do is trying to create chaos and one-on-one matchups. So a lot of times what will happen is you'll get Kobe Turner, that defensive line will go this way. Fiske will get one-on-one here. This edge rusher will get a one-on-one here. Other times, like we see on this play, is that Fiske will work around this way. Turner will loop back around, and then we'll get an edge rush just like this. This is actually what the Rams do in this play, in this situation, and it's actually a really good design. In order for it to work, you need a guy like Fiske who's a team guy who's willing to just blow offensive linemen across the way, basically give up his body to allow his teammate to make the play. But once again, Fiske, he finds himself with his effort and intensity, making the sack in his own right. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see Fiske setting the pick on the center right there, opening things up for Kobe Turner. This looks like a kill shot for 91, but look who's there to finish it off. Fiske. Team, defense, playmakers. Rams got him, folks. This is just great across the board. You can see Fiske one-on-one. You got the guard thinking he's got 55, tackle on the edge, center on Kobe Turner. Fiske goes right into the center. Good hip check there. Opens up the lane for Kobe Turner. And here's the other thing I love about Fiske, how he does this. A lot of defensive linemen in this situation, they kind of just throw their body into the center, which isn't terrible, but sometimes they can create a mash of humanity and really slow things down. He actually keeps sprinting, and it pulls the guard away. You can see how this right guard, who's one-on-one on Fiske here, see how he used to stay running with Fiske because Fiske keeps just glancing by the center and sprinting to the left. It opens up this huge seam. If Fiske right here would have ran just right into 72, there's a good chance Kobe Turner runs into the guard and this play doesn't work out quite as good for the Rams defense. Instead, Turner goes free. Fiske is there to clean it up. Again, effort, team player, making the play, everything you want in a defensive lineman, Braden Fiske has. Another nice rep.
Yeah, and again, this shows just Fiske being that team player he is, doing his job, and it pays off for him, especially in the pass rush department in this game. really a nice game for Fisk in the pass rush department. Obviously, see here, got 2 sacks in the game, also a 77.1 pass rushing grade for him. Did a really good job, 5 total pressures. Just very, very solid pass rush game for Fisk, showing that being a team player does pay off sometimes.
All right, once again with the pass rush, you can see right here the Rams have a lot of people around the line of scrimmage. They've got Young over here. They've got 2 linebackers walked up. They've got Turner right here in a 2-eye on the inside eye of the guard right there. They've got Fisk and what I'm going to call probably a 4-eye, I would guess. I guess maybe what you would describe this as is Turner as maybe as a wide 1 technique. You've got Fisk as a wide 3, and then you've got another edge rusher out here outside the tight end. We'll call that a wide 9, right? And then, of course, you got these 2 guys lined up in the edge rusher all over here. Point being, the Rams have a lot of people near the line of scrimmage. Earlier on in the sequence, in fact, the previous play, the Rams in a similar kind of defensive alignment, they ran a stunt. This time, they kind of play it straight up. They have Kobe Turner work this way, which means we get one-on-one left guard right here on Fisk, and Fisk wins this matchup with straight bully ball, speed to power, disrupts the offense. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see Turner work across the offensive line like this, pulls the center, which means you get one-on-one left tackle on Verse, left guard on Fisk. Let's check out 55 here. He works up the field with speed first and then transitions into speed to power and then walks the offensive lineman into the quarterback, forces the check down. This is winning football, guys. Now, look, it ends up being a positive play for the Cardinals offense because no one covers the running back out of the backfield. There need to be someone there. It ends up being about 6-7 yard gain when it's all said and done. Not terrible for the Rams defense. Sometimes that just happens, right? Quarterback hits a check down and the check down's in a spot where the zone isn't. That's just part of football. But you know what is also part of football and winning games is brutalizing offensive linemen like this. We saw Fisk do it earlier to the left tackle of the Arizona Cardinals. Now he's doing it to the left guard with a perfect speed to power. He threatens the outside rush. The guard's got to get back on his heels a little bit, transitions into power, and just bullies him into the quarterback right there. Gets pressure on Kyler Murray. And here's the thing I really like too. Smart play. He doesn't try and hip toss him or jump on top of him to get a dumb 15-yard penalty. Good pressure on the pocket. Great technique. Nice rep from 55. All right, from the wide copy, you can watch Turner work across the offensive line, forcing the center that way. Gives a lot of green grass for Fisk right there to work. He does the speed to power perfectly, threatens with speed, transitions to the power right into the quarterback's lap. That's winning football, folks. Again, this was a decent play for the Cardinals offense, but this is why the Rams defense, or one of the reasons why the Rams defense is playing so good, because they are winning one-on-one matchups with rookies. That's a rare thing in the NFL, and that's one of the many reasons why the Rams are a threat to make a run in the NFC playoffs. All right, now the Arizona Cardinals are going to try and slow down the pass rush with a little play action. So they're going to fake a zone that way. They're going to get all the offensive linemen working to the offensive left, the right side of your screen there. They're going to fake it, then loop around this way to try and hit the tight end coming across the field or another deeper receiver running behind them. And they're going to have a little check down right here, number 14, if none of that's open. Fisk right here shows a great example of athleticism, effort, and technique. It's a great rep. He causes the incomplete pass. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the play action. You can see the zone scheme right there, or the fake zone scheme, I should say. The offensive line all working to their left, trying to get everyone flowing. You can see the tight end working across the formation. Number 14, the check down right in front of the quarterback. Decent play here for the Arizona Cardinals. But let's watch Fisk right here. Watch what he does. So he tries to jump inside like there per his assignment. Again, I think by design, he was supposed to be an A-gap defender as if it would have been a run. So he gets in his gap right there, and he gets skinny, squeezes through, gets held, works through the holding penalty, and then right here puts his foot in the ground and covers the distance, pressure on Murray, incomplete pass. It's just good football, guys. Again, look at this effort. Look at this motor. Look at this speed Fisk is playing at compared to everyone else. This is what's so crazy about him. Now, he was a great athlete coming out of Florida State. Like, no one's going to say he wasn't. But his on-the-field hustle and just his closing speed is as good as anybody. Edge rusher, linebacker, you name it. Look at the rest of the defensive linemen. Look, these are no slouches, right? But Verse and Turner, look how far away they are. They're kind of caught in the trash. You look at a guy like even like Young trying to close the distance there. Fisk is at the same level as these guys. He's faster than some of them on some of these plays. That's what really jumps off the tape. And again, that's one of the many reasons that the Rams are so dangerous. When you have guys like Fisk, bigger guys, defensive tackles, interior defensive linemen that have this kind of motor, this kind of technique, again, getting skinny in the hole, splitting the offensive lineman, and then this kind of athleticism, there's not really an offensive line that can handle all these guys. I don't care if it's the Lions, I don't care if it's the Eagles, Packers. I don't think it really matters. This Rams defense is going to be one heck of a nightmare in the postseason.
Yeah, and can we see on this play, Fisk, you talk about his athleticism coming out of FSU. See him hawk down Kyler Murray, one guy that's really not too easy to catch. He gets him, He's able to take him down on the ground. And what does he do? Avoid any kind of penalties. When you got an athletic quarterback, whatever you got to do to get a hold of him, wrestle him to the ground, hip drop tackle, whatever you can do to get him down, he avoids all of those kind of penalties that can come in that territory. Fisk done a great job of that. There was a little bit earlier this season where he got maybe 2 penalties on the entire season, but since then, for the last 7 games, 8 games really, he hasn't gotten any penalties called on him. Really clean football by Fisk, playing very smart stuff, and that is why this Rams defense has been so successful.
All right, now a more standard pass rush. You can see the Rams have just kind of a standard defensive look here. They got edge rusher over there. They got a 3 technique in Turner. You got Fisk in a 2-eye on the inside eye of the left guard. You got Jared Verse over here in a more standard edge rush position. And everyone just rushes straight up. Like I said, it's more normal kind of stuff. Turner in this gap, Young working off the edge, Verse working off the edge, Fisk working through this guard right here. Very standard cookie cutter defensive strategy here, mixing things up. Normally they get pretty complex. Here it's a little more basic. Situations like this, when you play an aggressive defense, the temptation, and happens a lot, is defensive linemen try and do too much, right? Let's say you're trying to rush through this gap right there, trying to force pressure that way. Sometimes when you get blocked up, like what happens on this play, you get too cute. You try and get too clever. You try and jump around blocks one way or the other, and you open up huge lanes for mobile quarterbacks like Kyler Murray to take advantage of. Fisk doesn't take the cheese. He's a fundamentally sound football player. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. We can see pretty standard rush across the board. Good protection. No one beats any of the offensive linemen. Arizona Cardinals offensive line, give them some credit. They did a good job here. Fisk right here doesn't beat the guard. He's kind of caught up in the trash. You'd like him to do a little bit better, but you can't win every play, right? It's just, unless you're Aaron Donald, who's seen to win every play, you're not going to win them all. But right here, Fisk avoids a disaster, maintains his pass rush lane. Right here, Kyler Murray looks to his left right there, looks to his left, to the Fiska's right, excuse me, there's a chance that sometimes defensive linemen, they'll overreact. They'll jump way outside and open up some green grass. Fisk maintains his ground, jumps back inside, force Kyler Murray to scramble, limited play. Murray ends up having to throw it away, incomplete pass. Again, it's a little thing. Probably wasn't even mentioned during the broadcast. I don't remember it being, but just fundamentally sound defense. Look at this lane integrity across the board. This is a well-coached football team with young players. Turner, second year. Fisk, rookie. Verse, rookie. Young player, right? Across the board, this is a young front four right here on the field for the Rams, and everyone is fundamentally sound, doing their job, maintaining their lanes, right? No one getting in a bad position. Verse obviously getting pancaked isn't great, but other than that, across the board, people are doing their jobs, maintaining their assignments, forcing the other team, Kyler Murray, to beat you. Fisk, great effort once again, does his job, ends up being an incomplete pass. Nice job across the board. All right, from the wide copy, you'll get a decent look at just the lane integrity here for the Rams defense. Across the board, the Arizona Cardinals offensive lineman does a really good job, right? They get into their pass rush, and no one is home, right? This is just good protection. Good coverage, though, for the Los Angeles Rams in the back end of their secondary and their linebackers. But again, watch Fisk. He doesn't get over-eager, right? He gets blocked, but he doesn't try and jump around and do anything stupid. Maintains his integrity, gets his hand up, gets his hand down, doesn't leave his feet, right? Sometimes guys jump and try and get their hands up. They end up leaving their feet. They get pancaked. Quarterback's able to run by him. Not Fisk. Maintains his gap the entire time, fights through everything, helps leading to an incomplete pass. All right, we'll show a running play here. I haven't shown a lot of running plays just because this Rams pass rush is so good. But here's an example of the Rams front four and Fisk specifically doing a great job in the running game. And this is a really cool design, actually, by the Arizona Cardinals. What they're going to do is they're going to bring this tight end H-back in motion pre-snap right here. He's going to kick out number 97. They're going to take this tight end right here, and he's going to block down and smash and basically kind of power that defensive lineman right here. We're going to get a double team right here, working up to linebacker, base block there, block out there, right? It's a really clever design. It's basically to get a seal here, and to get movement here and have the running back take this path and read this double team block. What does that mean? It means a lot of responsibility on Fisk right here dealing with this double team. He's got to make sure 2 things happen. Number 1, that he doesn't get dislocated one way or the other. And number 2, that 48, their other young playmaker in the front 7, they've got so many of them, doesn't get touched by one of these offensive linemen. Fisk does a great job. Let's check it out. There's the motion. There's the snap. You can see Turner getting smashed inside. The tight end in motion pushes out 97, double team inside. Like, it's a really cool design. I really like this from the Arizona Cardinals, to be totally honest. But Fisk kind of blows it up here. Takes on the double team. Again, hands on both offensive linemen. Neither of these guys can get up to 48, who makes a play. And Fisk comes off in his own right and is part of the tackle as well. doesn't give up any ground. Look at no movement, no dislocation. See how he turns his body and once again gets skinny? I like that knee if you wanted to be really nitpicky technical. I mean, this is pretty freaking good. This is like 9.9 out of 10 stuff here. If you wanted 10 out of 10, maybe a little bit lower with that knee dip. But otherwise, folks, this is how you teach it. I mean, this is just so good. Fundamentally sound, physical, fights to the football, playmaker. I mean, this guy can do it all, and he's been doing it all the entire season. Great draft pick by the Los Angeles Rams. And again, playmaker, doing your job, assignment football, pass rush, run defense. This is why the Rams, with so many young guys, are so tough to score on. This is why they're a serious threat in the NFC. Because even though they're young, they make plays and they do their job. They're selfless. Great job by the coaching staff. Great job by Braden Fiske here.
Yeah, Nick, and we see this stellar run defense on this specific play by Fisk. But what I would ask him to do is work on the consistency in the run defense. He's had some really good games in run defense. A matter of fact, one of his actual highest graded run defense game is against the Philadelphia Eagles, one of the best rushing teams in the NFL. But the consistency has been an issue. He gets the 77.5 grade against the Eagles, comes around, gets a 40.3 grade the next week, up, down the roller coaster of the Braden Fiske run defense grades. It needs to stop. He needs to get more consistent. He's been absolutely fantastic player for the Rams, but if he wants to bring his game to the next level, the consistency in his run defense grades got to get there. We need more plays like this because they haven't been there due to his grades. We're seeing that. I think he can do it. As we saw against the Philadelphia Eagles, Braden Fiske just needs to get a little bit more consistent.
All right, let's end on one of my favorite plays we've seen all year long for the Rams defense. This is just an example of why they're going to be so tough to deal with. So we've got Fiske right there. He's lined up in what I'm calling a wide 3 technique. We've got Kobe Turner right there, lined up in a wide 1 technique. We've got Young over here as an edge rusher. We've got Jared Verse over here on the other side as an edge rusher. And this is going to be a lot of mano-y-mano. We got Kobe Turner working this way, one-on-one with the center. Guard ends up helping him out a little bit. We get one-on-one left tackle on Verse, right guard on Fiske, right tackle on Young, and it's just meat at the quarterback. Just great team defense. We've got Verse with the speed rush right here, forces Murray up. We got Fiske bullying another offensive lineman, right? He bullied the left guard before and the left tackle before. Now he's bullying the right guard, forcing Kyler Murray. Once he gets that, feels that pressure in his lap, trying to escape this way. Pocket collapses, and Young ends up getting credit for the sack. But this is just an example of what the Rams can do as a team up front. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see Verse with the speed rush. Murray steps up in the pocket. Fiske, is bullying this right guard into the quarterback's lap. You can see 74 going flying back. Kyler Murray trips on him, falls down, and there's Young to get credit for the sack. Just great team defense, guys. You don't have an answer for this. Like, there's some good offensive linemen. Obviously, you look at the Eagles, you look at the Detroit Lions, the Minnesota Vikings are a little underrated too. But across the board, Green Bay Packers are decent. But across the board, how do you deal with 4 really good pass rushers on the field at once? I don't care how deep your offensive line is. You can't handle this in passing situations, right? You got Fiske just completely annihilating this guy, getting into his chest, just blowing him back right into the quarterback's lap. You got Verse with a speed rush off the edge, beating a quality left tackle. Murray has to try and escape. You got Kobe Turner getting some pocket push while getting double teamed, and you got Young dish ragging number 75, fighting through the trash and finishing up the play. This is just great stuff. And look, Fiske does his part perfectly. Great speed to power once again, threatens vertically, then drives into the guard's chest, and then just walks them back into the quarterback. It's every single pass rush with these guys. It's not like once in a blue moon. It's not like one play a game or 2 plays a game. It's all day long with these guys up front. This is the new fearsome foursome, and Braden Fiske is a big part of it. And from the wide copy, you can see him right there. Watch him get into this guard and just walk him back. I mean, oh my goodness. Fiske doesn't get credit for the sack, but he should. This is just a great rep. And again, new fearsome foursome. That's what I'm going to keep calling these guys. Fiske, right there, bullying the guard back. You got Verse, speed rush. You got Kobe Turner taking up 2 guys, Young finishing it off. This is the 1950s, 60s, 70s, whatever era that was. I think it was the 60s, coming to life in the 2024 season. The Rams are a serious threat with guys like these.